Well, hey, good day to you. This is Todd. I am a regular dude walking in the Word. We are, as we're in the book of Numbers right now, we're in chapter 16, and 16 deals with really a rebellion that takes place, and it's with Korah is kind of the leader of this rebellion that takes place against Moses, and ultimately against what God's plans are. Okay, and God's plans are for Moses to lead the people into the promised land. But there's a rebellion that starts from this. This is such an important chapter, and so many things we can learn from this particular chapter that we're actually spending 6 episodes on this chapter. We talked about yesterday how disaster starts with envy. That this whole thing started because they wanted the leadership that Moses had, and they weren't happy being the leaders that they were. Okay, and so that's where disaster. This whole thing starts with that, and you're going to see what as we go through this. You're going to be amazed at the disaster that takes place. All the death and destruction that happens here. It's quite a story. Today, I want to talk about the humility of a godly leader. Moses, you've seen already as we've gone through these first books of the Bible, how Moses was such a godly leader and such a leader with humility. And again, today, there's another example of this, how he's a leader of humility. He's a leader, takes leader, and does things with resolve also. Okay, so it's not just, oh guys, go do whatever you want to do. No, he stands up against these people, but he does this with humility. Okay, a very different way than the way the world operates today. So today I want to read from Numbers chapter 16, verses 4 through 15. And again, this is called the humility of a godly leader. All right. It says this: when Moses heard this, he fell face down. And when he heard this, you're going, what did he hear? Well, he heard from these guys saying, you shouldn't be the leader. We should be the leader. And so when Moses heard that, he didn't go, God, strike him down right now. He fell face down. Okay. Then he said to Korah and his followers, in the morning the Lord will show who belongs to him and who is holy, and he will have that person come near him. The man he chooses will cause to come near him. You, Korah, and all your followers are to do this. Take censers, and tomorrow put burning coals and incense in them before the Lord. The man the Lord chooses will be the one who is holy. The Levites have gone too far. Okay, Moses, falls face down first. Okay, a huge thing, but then he puts it out there that he's part of this whole thing too, whoever the Lord chooses, and he knows the Lord's going to choose him because God has called him to that early on in his life, and it's not something he desired necessarily, but God called him to do that. So he sets up this thing where they're going to bring censers and God's going to choose. Okay, verse 8. Moses also said to Korah, now listen, you Levites, isn't it enough for you that God, the God of Israel, has separated you from the rest of the Israelite community and brought you near himself to do the work at the Lord's tabernacle and to stand before the community and to minister to them? He has brought you and all your fellow Levites near him, but now you are trying to get the priesthood too. It is all against the Lord that you and all your followers have banded together. Who is Aaron that you should grumble against him? Okay, so Moses continues. He not only falls face down, but then he tries to talk reasonably to them, and say, why can't you guys just be satisfied being the leaders that you are? But now you're going against God. All right, and he even brings it up that last sentence. Who is Aaron that you should grumble against him? Aaron is a guy, he's called to be the high priest, and why do you have to grumble against him? Let's keep on going here. Verse 12. Then Moses summoned Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab. But they, let me keep going here. But they said, we will not come. Isn't it enough that you have brought us out of the land flowing with milk and honey to kill us in the wilderness? And now you also wanted to lord it over us? Moreover, you haven't brought us into the land flowing with milk and honey, or given us the inheritance of the fields. Do you want to treat these men like slaves? No, we will not come. Then Moses became very angry, and said to the Lord, Do not accept their offering. I have not taken so much as a donkey from them, nor have I wronged any of them. All right. So it concludes there. Moses gets angry because this is craziness. These people are starting this rebellion, and it's against Moses, who and God ordained Moses to be the leader here. And so they're even refusing to come now. Some of the guys are refusing to come and making some wild statements. I'm not going to talk about those wild statements today. There's another day we're going to talk about those wild statements that they make. But the last statement, he says, "Don't accept their offering." I haven't taken anything from them, and so he becomes. It says he becomes very angry. I think most all of us would become angry. I think most all of us would have been angry long at the beginning of what I read. Okay, most of us would have not fallen face down and not talked to reason with the people first, but Moses did. So this is what separates Moses out from most people in the world, including me. Moses, when this confrontation happens, Moses first falls face down. Okay, a sign of humility. All right. Then the next thing he does is he tries to talk reasonably with them. All right. And then the third thing, he gets angry. We get that reversed. We get angry, and then we might talk reasonably with them, and then we go, and the last thing we do, it might be humility, but oftentimes it's not. So the closing thing here is this. You saw the example of a humble leader, a humble godly leader, by first showing signs of humility and then talking reasonably. So look at those things in your life. How do you handle when people come against you? Okay. You can try and be more like Moses in this instance instead of being part of my flesh, which is immediately starting off with anger. Okay? So, hey, thanks for watching. I'm just a regular dude walking in the Word. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow as we continue our journey through the book of Numbers. Lord's blessing. I'll see you then.